Dr. Bauckham, the next question comes to you, and it was written by a single woman, and here was her question. She says, I'm a single woman who desires to marry a godly man, and I am wondering where the standard should be set, she writes. It seems like there are so many Christian boys, but a lack of godly men ready to lead a family. I know I will be marrying a sinner, she says. I don't expect perfection, but when I see these boys consumed with video games and boyish things, I wonder where the standard should be set when choosing a spouse.
That makes me sad. You know, it really does. It makes me sad. And I hear that question a lot, too much. There does seem to be a famine in the land, not just in the Word of God, but in the way of biblical manhood as well. And let me just give you these four things. I think they'll be easy to remember. The 4 P's, I call them. That a man has a responsibility to be a priest and a prophet and a provider and a protector. The priest represents his people before God. So this is a man who's a spiritual leader. This is a man who's a man of prayer. This is a man who's a spiritual man. The prophet represents God before the people. This is a man who knows the Word of God, who instructs in the Word of God. He has an obligation to wash his wife with the water of the Word, to bring up his children in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. He has to know the Word of God in order to do that. The provider sees that his people have what they need. And so Job is more than just a book in the Bible. He needs to have a work ethic, and he needs to be a whatever it takes kind of man. A man who says, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to provide for those for whom I'm responsible. And the last one is a protector. A protector is one who puts himself between his people and that which would harm them, whether that be physical or spiritual or technology and things of that nature. He's a protector. And sometimes people ask the question, well, which should you shoot for? The guy who you wouldn't be scared with if you were in a dark alley, or a guy who has sense enough not to take you down the dark alley? To which I respond, yes. But in all seriousness, that involves wisdom, a man who's not a fool, a man who's not going to, who doesn't bring trouble and call trouble, but a man who doesn't run from trouble. Again, these are just basic things, but those 4 P's just help to keep that in mind. Priest, prophet, provider, protector, a godly man, a Christian man. That's what we're looking for. Now, let me say this, and I appreciate the way that the question was worded. We're not looking for men who are perfect, because there are no men who are perfect. And there are some women who can't find a man because the man that they're looking for died on the cross and ascended to the right hand of the Father. And there's not another one like him. So there's that. So we're not looking for that, but we're looking for a man who understands these things, who is in pursuit of these things, and who bears some evidence that these things are true of him. And we can see that, and I think we ought to pursue that. And let me just encourage you 2 ways, women. One way I want to encourage you is that there are men out there like that. There really are men out there like that. And the second way I want to encourage you is this: God found a wife for Adam when he was the only human being on earth. Your chances are better than that.